Hello and a very warm welcome to Sweet Pea Tales with Radhika. Today's story is about a princess. Now, how do you tell if a young woman is really a true princess? So come, let's enjoy this story together and find out. Once upon a time, there was a prince whose dearest wish was to marry a princess. But only a true princess would do. In order to find her, he traveled far and wide all over the land. He met young princesses and old ones, beautiful princesses and plain ones, rich princesses and poor ones. But there was always something that was not quite right with each of them. The prince began to despair. He called together his courtiers and announced, "I have failed to find my dream princess. We will go home to our palace without delay." One dark night, back at his palace, there was the most tremendous storm. Lightning flashed across the sky and thunder buffeted the thick palace walls. The prince and his parents were talking in the drawing room. He was telling them all about his hopeless search for a perfect princess to marry. "Don't despair, dear," said his mother, the queen. "Who knows what surprises the future may hold? You could find your perfect princess when you least expect to." Just then, they heard a tiny tapping at the window. The prince opened it, and standing there before him was a very beautiful but very wet young lady. Her hair was dripping, her dress was soaked through, and she was shivering with cold. "I am a princess," she told the prince, "and I am lost. Please, may I come in and shelter from the storm?" The prince was astonished. He asked the girl into the palace. Then he turned to the queen and whispered in her ear, "Oh, mother, she's enchanting. But how can I be sure she really is a princess?" "Leave it to me," said his mother, and she hurried off to have a bedroom prepared for the pretty girl. First, the queen placed a little green pea on the mattress. Then she ordered the servants to bring 20 thick mattresses and 20 feather quilts, which they piled on top of the pea. The princess needed a very tall ladder to climb into bed that night. The next morning at breakfast, the queen asked the princess if she had slept well. "I had the most awful night," said the princess. "I don't know what it was, but there was a hard lump under my bed and it kept me awake all night. And now I'm absolutely covered with bruises." "At last!" the queen exclaimed. "Our search is over. We have found a true princess for our son. Only a rare princess would have skin so tender that she could feel a pea through 20 mattresses and 20 feather quilts." The prince was overjoyed, and he and the princess were soon married. As for the little green pea, the prince had a special cabinet made, and it was put on display in the Royal Museum, where it can still be seen today. Wow, the princess surely had a bad night's sleep when the queen put a pea under the mattress. Well, the test told us that the princess, who was so sensitive to feel a pea under so many mattresses, would be such a compassionate person that she would be sensitive to the needs of her people, and that's what made her a true princess. Sure you had fun. Till we meet next, keep smiling. Bye bye.